3, 2, 1, boom!
That had to be you because I realized I do a lot of the booms.
Yes, you do a lot of the booms. Although that could be seen to be...
No, let's not go there. How are you, Bendif?
I'm very well, thank you.
How's life? How's last week been for you?
It's been a very tough one this week.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't... For me, like, my weeks have just become very repetitive now.
Mundane.
Like, yeah. But in a good way. Like, I don't say it in a negative way, so, life's boring.
Yeah,
It's
but
all good stuff.
are you getting more out of your week than you should be or not?
Yeah, I feel like I'm very productive.
Are you achieving what you want to achieve?
Yeah, I think so. So
Okay.
it's not like you're doing the same thing and you're not seeing results and stuff.
So
You're
at the
doing
start of
same
every
thing.
week, what do you want to achieve?
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't really think like that.
Okay.
Like, someone asked me, are you the type to, as soon as you achieve something, go on to something else? And I think that they were implying, like, take a break.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, you have a big objective, big goal, and then for you to get there, you have to have lots of little steps
Small little
there.
goals.
So you got past one, you still got to take more, you know? So it's about the wider vision, the bigger
picture.
The bigger picture. There
100%.
we go.
Now the question is,
Damn.
yeah, and I'm gonna get straight into it today.
Mm.
Yeah, is
Wait, before we do that, sorry, I thought we have to start off with shout outs.
we do have to start off with shout outs. Okay, so the first shout out for this week is to Mariam Mumi, who asks a very good question. Did Yahya cry watching Lion King?
No.
And he says that whilst looking
I looked
straight
dead
into the camera.
straight. No, I
You
didn't.
didn't cry at all.
Nah.
By the way,
Have
the
you ever cried
reason why
watching?
we say this is if you haven't heard it already, we did refer to Yahya watching Lion King for the first time, what?
Age 21, 22.
21. Yeah, I think that's criminal.
Yeah.
That's me. Hakuna Matata. I think it was the episode that I came back from Kenya, innit?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Interesting. But Mariam, thank you so much for the comment.
You know, Mariam's my favorite name ever.
Mariam's your favorite name ever.
Yeah.
So we've
Oh, I'm
given
saying
two.
this.
We've given 2 shout outs consecutive weeks, both of them with the name Mariam.
Oh, yeah. Mad. Next time, if your name is Mariam and you haven't commented, comment.
Because that means you're gonna get a shout out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Increases your chances.
All right. Anyway, so as obviously we start the conversation off by talking about our week and obviously so on and so forth. The first thing that I said right at the beginning was I've had a tough week.
Yeah.
A very tough week. It was going well for so long,
Yeah.
but I've realized why it's been tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I've reflected, and yeah, the first thing that I wanted to discuss was rejection because of the fact that I have been rejected.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been a tough one, man.
Interesting. Because we spoke during the week
Yeah,
and you briefly touched upon it.
yeah.
But yeah, tell me more.
I don't know. I have a very unhealthy relationship with rejection because I used to be so good at taking rejection. I don't know if I've told you this before,
No.
but I used to work as a street fundraiser.
Oh, what?
Street
Oh,
fundraiser.
okay.
You know the people on the street that stop you and ask for donations and so
Yeah.
on? I used to do that for Oxfam.
Okay.
And people would reject you every day because they'd walk past you and so on and so forth. Now I take it so much more personal, and I hate that about myself.
But are they comparable though?
Yeah, because not really actually, because you don't take it personally if you don't know the person. Whereas if you have interactions with people and then they reject you, it's completely different.
Yeah. So
But yeah, it feels like.
what did you get rejected for?
Without going into too much detail.
No. I think we've passed that stage now. Let's get into detail.
Okay.
We've passed that stage. This
Are you
is
sure?
5 episodes in.
Are you sure?
Let's go.
Okay. So I really wanted something.
Okay.
I really wanted something,
Yeah.
and I didn't get it. And the way in which
Can you say what it is?
I don't really want to say what it was.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't want to say what it was.
Okay.
Okay. So. No, you can't.
Yeah, no, we'll bleep it.
No. I don't want to say it.
He doesn't trust the editor.
I'll let you know later. But he knows anyway. Anyway, so with regards to that now, like I said, I really, really wanted it. And when I received the confirmation that I didn't get what I wanted, like it felt disgusting.
Is it?
Yeah, it felt so bad. Like I remember I woke up in the morning really, really early, like 8 a.m. just naturally.
Yeah.
And the confirmation came like 8 minutes later.
Yeah.
And then the minute it messed up everything.
Is it?
Everything.
Okay. Is it that deep?
Yeah, for me, in that sense.
Like in the grand scheme, in the grand scheme of life.
Yeah.
Can you see yourself in a year's time, 6 months even, looking back and let's say your life goes a certain way.
Yeah.
And you look back at it and thought, oh, that's not that deep.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure that's how I'm going to think as well.
Okay.
But right now, I can't get my head out of it. Because it happened yesterday. And I always take the thought process of 72 hours. So whenever something like changes how I'm feeling or gives me a certain feeling for an extended period of time, I'm just like to myself, cool, 3 days, then it's gonna go.
And does that normally work?
Normally works, yeah. Drake actually said that once. It was Drake. He has a 72-hour rule. Where it's like, for example, let's say you messed up today.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe you got cancelled for saying something stupid. And then people, the way it works is, for 24 hours, the thing that you've said will be relevant.
Okay.
The 24-hour after that, people are still digesting it and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Then by the last 24 hours, people are already looking at the next person to cancel or the next thing to worry about. And I think you can take this in a lot of things that you can have within your life.
I'm really intrigued to know what it is. It just helps like contextualize and understand.
Okay, let me ask you this question now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's get personal. Have you ever experienced rejection?
Have I ever experienced rejection? Yeah.
Okay.
In so many different aspects.
In an aspect where it really, really hurt.
Yeah. When I was university.
I was gonna say that as well.
Yeah.
So where do you want to go?
As in, so I didn't get my first choice.
Where was that?
UCL.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Why UCL? Prestigiousness or?
Okay, so this is very interesting. Okay?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just a brand thing. Like, oh my God, UCL. It just sounded amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I didn't get it, bro, I remember that day, like I got my results and I missed it.
Yeah.
Bro, I was actually proper upset. And I just remember thinking, wow, like life is crap.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. But looking back now, I wouldn't, it's so insignificant obviously you don't know what would have happened if you went UCL or not. But if someone said to me, you're going to be where you are now, regardless of whether you go UCL or not, I'm grateful. I'd take it. Like it wouldn't have made a difference. Like it's literally was just a brand thing, you know, like at college and people always talk about like the top universities.
Yeah.
Like UCL was just, for me, it was like, oh my God, UCL.
Did it demotivate you though? Or did
it motivated me.
you?
I was like, okay, cool.
Was it straight away? Because you said...
Yeah, I was pissed.
No, but I'm saying the initial feeling you said was that you felt like it was a really, really rubbish day and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But then the following day, can you remember...
Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie. It went on for like probably a few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't instant where you just picked yourself up?
No. But
so can you now empathize?
I can empathize, yeah, because it's like when you're in the situation, it's very difficult to take yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I'm going to say some stuff. But now it's like looking back, bro, if I could go back and still not go there, I wouldn't go there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just a brand thing.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, okay, and this is actually a problem in like psychology, where humans tend to catastrophize. So when something small happens, naturally your body or your mind takes you to like the worst possible case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I wake up, I've got a rash on my hand. Oh my God, that's cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just can catastrophize. Yeah. And for me, it was like, oh my God, I'm not going to go UCL. I'm not going to get a good job. I'm not going to get a good job. I'm not going to be able to look after myself, my family. I'm going to be this, that.
Mm-hmm.
And you just catastrophize. But 9 times out of 10,
It's not true.
it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It really isn't that deep.
Okay, now I want you to take me through a different journey.
Wait, I'm just going to say this and
Yeah.
I might piss off some people. But you know what I clocked about universities?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, so okay, what's the best? Give me top 5 amazing universities
In the UK?
in the UK.
Cambridge, Oxford, Imperial.
Okay, let's take Cambridge, Oxford out.
Imperial, UCL,
UCL,
King's.
King's. What's the one that's like, whoa, you went there
Cambridge, Oxford.
after that?
Imperial.
And Imperial.
UCL.
LSE.
LSE, yeah.
So LSE is like, whoa,
Yeah.
bro.
That's what, triple A's or triple A stars?
Bro,
Triple A stars,
madness. I don't know what it is now, but back in the day it was, like, I can only imagine it's probably got more competitive now.
It's definitely, for them, I think they need 4 A levels and all 4 of them needs to be A stars.
Yeah, it's mad. Like getting
Yeah.
in the LSE is mad. But generally speaking, this doesn't apply to everyone. Like if someone says to me, I've got a few friends that went LSE that are proper cool. But generally speaking, I'm like, oh, flipping out, man. You guys, like, a lot of them are just very work driven, and I can't mingle with them.
Okay.
But
But does that make them successful?
so this is the thing.
Yeah.
We were taught, okay, we need to go to the best universities, we need to get the best grades, which is, I think you should obviously definitely strive for that.
Yeah.
But in terms of success, I couldn't care less now if, looking back, if I went to flipping Oxford or Cambridge or whatever. It's just like, it doesn't...
It's just a platform.
Yeah, man. I don't think it's that deep.
But you know that elitism now of going to those universities? There's a thing about, and I've seen it, everybody that goes to Oxford, everybody that goes to Cambridge becomes either a CEO of a massive company,
Okay.
a founder of a tech, something within tech, or like becomes very successful. I have never seen somebody, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
that's been to any of those 2 universities that's not successful.
I think you're very wrong. I think you're very wrong. Because I know people personally that, and I'm not just talking about a few individuals, I'm talking like Woodhouse, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people from Woodhouse would go to like these top universities.
Yeah.
But let's just look at is it Oxbridge, they say it is,
Oxbridge,
right?
yeah.
Bro, there's people that go there that struggle to find jobs afterwards. Like, it's not a thing of course it's a brand. It's like, whoa, you went there. You have to be smart to go there. You don't just get in there, luckily.
Cool.
But
You're saying initially they find it hard.
just like generally, it doesn't necessitate
Yeah.
that if you go there, you're going to be someone that's a business owner. A lot of them, there's a lot of them that aren't very business minded. And of course, there are a lot of them that are. But just because you went to those universities
Doesn't mean anything.
bro, I know people that went to universities that aren't even considered Russell Group, and they are doing...
That's me. I'm joking, yeah.
They are doing very well.
Yeah.
And I know people that went to other LSEs and whatevers, and they got good jobs. Maybe they're earning like 60K, 70K, 80K, 100K. But I know people that didn't even go there that are earning way more. It's all about like how you direct your life.
But the problem
And-
is now, and this is my issue, and that I can't get to understand, because I think this is a problem that, and this conversation is very important. The majority of people that watch us, 18 to 25, which means they're either in university or outside of university.
Yeah, recently finished.
They might recently finish, and we both know, having come out of university as well, how difficult the job market is. And when you look at the figures that they give to, like in terms of pay to recent graduates, well, it's a joke.
It's mad.
When you came out of university, what was your first salary? Or can you not say?
Oh, my first salary. What's the average grad salary?
23 to 25.
Really?
Yeah. Depending on the course. So you did computer science. So for you, it'd be
I did economics.
economics. So for
Yeah.
you, it'd be around 30, 35.
Probably a bit just under.
Okay.
But yeah, it's crazy because
Really?
yeah,
Under?
yeah.
The second amount that I said,
What did you say?
30 to 35.
Just under, yeah.
Okay.
Mad. But this is the thing, yeah. Like without,
So interesting, you know.
bro.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
interesting.
But it depends what you go into. Like if I went to investment banking,
Yeah.
bro, I know
stupid
people
money.
that were in my course that started off on like 50.
Okay. But
So
is
it
there
really just
anybody
depends.
that you started work with that didn't have an economics degree?
My specific job
Yeah.
was very economic driven.
Cool.
So you had to have like or economics, maths, statistics
Okay, so
kind of
STEM.
degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were we?
Why did they start at that figure? So that ballpark figure
What do you
of
mean?
like how much you were getting paid at the beginning.
Why did it start?
Yeah. So what? That's quite low.
The average salary for an economics graduate is
Yeah.
£33,991 according to Glassdoor.
Thank you, Neymar. So Neymar said that the average salary for an economics graduate was 33,991,
Yeah.
which, by the way, you could live off.
I don't know, bro. This is the thing. Like, if I gave you £5,000 a month
Yeah.
every month for the next 12 months,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just, you know what? I'm a guy, perspective. 5 bags. 5 bags, yeah?
Yeah.
And then
I'd love
I'm only doing it for 12 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to go back to whatever you're doing. What will happen naturally is you will start to adjust your life to this new figure.
Yeah.
You will start doing
Yeah. Your lifestyle will change.
your lifestyle will change. You'll start like taking on more subscriptions, stuff like that. Yeah. After those 12 months, I take that money from you. You're gonna go crazy, bro.
Mm.
And it's not. I'm not saying I'm taking the money away from you, not getting any money, but you're just going back to, I don't know, whatever it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. You start thinking, what the hell? Like, although what you said, or I don't know, one of you said,
Yeah.
it's enough to live off. Once you get a taste of more money,
Your lifestyle changes.
you can't go back, bro. You'll go crazy. You can't go back.
Yeah.
You just like impossible.
So then, what's the solution when you do have more money? To live below your means, but it's hard to do so.
I don't know about this whole live below your means stuff. What does that even mean?
So, for example, and we see it, and I think it's part of financial literacy
Yeah.
because, like I say, because we come from households that weren't affluent and weren't
Yeah.
wealthy,
Yeah.
we attribute wealth with better lifestyles, and because of that now, when we do have more money, we change our lifestyle depending on the money that we have. But that's not what wealthy people do. What wealthy people do is they accumulate wealth, and then once they've accumulated that wealth,
Yeah.
they look
Then
into.
they-
Then they're able to change. Even their lifestyle, probably their clothing won't change. Bill
Yeah.
Gates, bro, he dresses
Yeah.
like any normal guy. You know that thing that I posted that I showed on the group chat yesterday, Mo Goda. I don't know if you even watched it on the TikTok that I sent. No, you didn't watch it. Okay, so Mo Goda is very well known. He's like he's this Egyptian guy that had one of the most. He said it himself.
I did watch it.
Yeah, so he said it himself. He said he had the second best job in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
He had everything there was to have.
Money.
Money, fame, you name it, everything.
Everything.
And he said it didn't make him happy.
Yeah.
But he did say that his lifestyle completely changed because of the fact that he had access to that type of money.
Yeah.
In the sense that the cars, he said he had 16 cars. He didn't even know why he had 16 cars.
Yeah.
Different colors because he thought every single color would make him happy in a different way.
Yeah.
Then he used this analogy which was mental. He goes, I bought so many cars that one day I just sat with myself. I left my garage at night and I stood in front of the steering wheel and I didn't even know which car I had.
Which car was in?
Yeah, because he goes, the only thing that I see is the road in front of me. I don't even know which car it is and it's so dark.
That's so funny.
He had everything. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, you name it.
Yeah. You know, like going back to living below your means, though, I think, you know, when people say living below your means, and correct me if I'm wrong, they mean get your money up, but don't let your lifestyle also go up like in a linear same way, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I just think too many people are concerned about accumulating wealth so much that they aren't really able to spend it in like a positive way. So I think there needs to be a balance.
Of course.
There's a balance of stack. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. No, I'm not spending on this. Stack. And then there's...
Either way can be too
yeah,
be
I think
unhealthy.
there just need to be like a middle ground.
100%, yeah. But that's with everything, man.
Yeah.
We talk about perspectives
Perspective.
all the time, but the reality is balance solves everything.
Yeah.
In any way, in anything that we ever discuss, I think balance is really, really, really important.
Yeah. Well, do you remember like in GCSEs when people would get their results and on social media people would say like, if you didn't do well, don't worry. I remember hearing that advice when I got my GCSE results. I did decent. Like I was fine.
There's one that's really famous. You know Jeremy Clarkson?
Yeah.
He says it every single year.
Yeah.
He says I got DCU in A levels,
Yeah.
and I now own a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
So it's like the grades that you get in university in sixth form. I keep saying university.
Yeah.
Doesn't really affect who you are.
Bro, like the older I get, the more experience I get, I just realize, and my perception of this becomes more firm. It really doesn't matter, man. Like I'm not saying go and be stupid.
But that's because you're comfortable now.
No, I'm basing it off of what people that are comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'll be honest. Most people that I know that are comfortable weren't that academically smart. In fact, those that were very academically smart, this is crazy. Most of the people that I knew that were like very academically smart are doing all right.
They're not doing great. They're doing all right.
Maybe they're like okay. As in they're not struggling.
That's funny you say that, actually. Yeah, that's actually funny you say that. I have a friend of mine, yeah.
What's his name?
I'm not going to say his name. But I think he's actually one person that we should actually get on the pod and discuss certain things with him, because his thought process is so funny.
Yeah.
But for example, what he would do is, and he shares a similar view to you, where he pays for convenience. So for example, throughout university, he can be smart, but he never used to put the effort in because he knew he could get what he wanted in a different way. For example, through like if he had an assignment or so on, so he'd pay somebody to do it for him so that he's able to make money elsewhere and basically do both.
Yeah.
Where he gets the result that he wants and also make more money.
Genius.
And
that's
now,
what I call smart.
Yeah. So now he's taken that into his life and his business now.
Yeah.
And it's just going like it's going from one strength to another because of the fact that he knows how to prioritize what's more important than the other.
And for me, that is smart.
Yeah.
I don't care if you can do Einstein's equation. Great.
Yeah.
And we need people like that are smart to that level, because they are the ones that they're the ones that carry businesses. But for me, honestly, and this is me slyly straying into something separate, my kids, of course, I want to push them from an academic perspective. Can't be like some stupid guy. But at the same time, I really want to push that social element as well. So I personally don't agree with same-sex schools.
Why?
I just think it creates this foreign perception of the opposite gender, such that when you're in front of them, you start bugging out.
Yeah, and you don't know how to react.
You don't know how to react. And I just want to...
That's so interesting, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I've seen it. Without
going into too much detail,
yeah.
bro, like...
Yeah.
There are people that, you know, go to normal mixed schools and, you know, put them in a situation where they need to interact with the opposite gender, and it's fine. Like, there's no problem. There's no nervousness. There's no, oh my God, that kind of stuff. Take the same average person who's in a segregated school. It's different, man. And it goes for boys and girls. So yeah, I personally, of course there's pros and cons to everything, but I wouldn't want my kids to go to my boys.
What about girls?
I'd wanna put them in mixed schools.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. All right. Well, I think we've covered that.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, we definitely covered that. But with everything, there's an end.
Some deep stuff.
With every beginning, there's an end. And with every deep stuff, there's an end as well. Yeah. And now, we've reached the end of the year.
Wow. 2022.
2022.
How's it been?
Probably the most eventful year of my life.
Yeah.
For me. Probably the most eventful year of my life.
Do you know explain why?
I've been through roller coasters, emotionally, you name it. I think because what we do, like I've said to you guys before, is before every episode, we like to plan what we're about to say, just because it gives us like a sense of direction. A lot of it is unstructured, but now the main conversation has become a lot more structured just because we are able to provide a lot more value. And we did say we want to discuss about like personal accomplishment this year and what we see as personal accomplishments. So from my side,
your side,
from my side,
your life is very different to what it was last year.
Yeah, definitely. So from 2021 to the end of this year,
Yeah, last 12 months.
yeah, we properly got to know each other this year. At the end of 2021, beginning of 2022,
Yeah.
when we went to Omar and came back and so on and so forth. And I think that was something that was brewing. And there was one way in which we were going to cross paths. And I didn't know how it was going to be. And we're here now.
We're here now. I love it.
So that is definitely one thing. And I see this as an accomplishment. And I genuinely mean it. Because like I said, it's something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And have ownership over something.
Yeah.
And now it brings me so much joy that this is something that is able to happen. So that's definitely one of them.
So you'd say perspective.
Perspective, 100%.
Top achievements. this year?
100%.
Nice.
100%. The second one I would say is...
This isn't in order, is it?
No, it's not in order. Another thing is obviously getting married.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for inviting me. Yeah. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So getting married after so long was definitely some of them. Moving out. So having the responsibility of living alone at a relatively young age, and graduating. So
You graduated this year?
yeah, so finishing university. I graduated this year.
Yeah.
I started a full-time job. I left my house, and I got married, and I also started Perspective.
Wow.
So 2022 is very impactful.
So if you were speaking to Bendif in January the 1st, 2022, and you told him this happened, do you think you'd be a happy person?
Yeah, but I always envisaged that it was gonna happen.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
That's nice because it's like part
'Cause
of.
this is something that, for example, all these things I've been planning it for the last 3 years in my head, and to see it come about in the way in which it's come about was just mental. I was just like, wow.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, but with everything, because we're humans now, once you've accomplished something, you're looking at the next thing.
Of course.
And that sometimes can be detrimental because you're just thinking to yourself, look, I've achieved this now, but I have this other thing that I want to achieve.
I think that's healthy.
It's healthy and also unhealthy because then it means
That your mind doesn't stop.
your mind doesn't
It's
stop, and
constant
sometimes
over
it needs to stop.
You know, Jordan Peterson,
Mm-hmm.
he said that not having a routine / a goal is the destroyer of happiness.
Mm.
So feeling like you're not making any progress. And it made me think of housewives.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people, when you have this discussion of, oh, I want a housewife, or, oh, I want to be a housewife, there's this perception that, oh, you're literally just wasting your life. All you're doing is
Cooking, cleaning.
Looking after the kids. And all that in itself is huge, and it's very impactful in society. But for me, for example, if I say I want a housewife, I need to make sure that they have an objective, that they have something that they're working towards, and I will happily even fund it. For example, if they want to become good at art, or they want to, I don't know, learn, memorize the Quran or something like that, I would happily facilitate that path for them.
What if it's something that is foreign to you though?
Like what?
So it's just something called an avenue, or
Example?
maybe they want to be a film producer.
A film producer?
Yeah. They want to create films. How would that make you feel?
As long as there's nothing morally, and when I say morally, I mean on the moral compass of both of us, wrong with it, then I don't see a problem with it.
And you would do the same thing, where you give them your finances?
Oh, bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, when I speak of someone being a housewife, I don't mean just cooking, cleaning, and doing all the house stuff. I still will and want to encourage other goals, even if it's something small.
Because it's healthy.
Because it's healthy, and without it, you're literally playing with fire in terms of your mental health. So you should, I'm just all for whatever it is. You want to learn how to color. I'm just throwing out things.
Do you know why that's crazy? My mother was a housewife. Even now I'd say the same thing.
Yeah.
And one thing that my dad always done was empower her as well. So you know what's the thing that people think about housewives having, for example, no outcome in their lives or no objectives or so on and so forth. To raise a child, bro, it's mental.
Yeah.
Cooking, cleaning, attending to their daily needs, attending to how they're feeling, attend everything. That's just on its own is an objective, or on its own is crazy.
Yeah.
Then you have having to attend to your husband, your family, making sure that the affairs at home is tip-top condition.
Hard work.
Like changing, like my mum, for example, every 6 months she'd change the living room, she'd change the bedroom,
Yeah. It's hard work.
It's that like you're achieving something by doing that.
Oh yeah.
And then on top of that, my mum was a teacher.
Oh wow.
So back home, she was a maths and physics teacher, and then when she came to the UK,
oh, is it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice.
And I'm really
They're like the hardest subjects.
like it's crazy, mental. And she stopped her career because of us, like during those early years. So for I'd say about 10 years of me and my brother's life. And then when my sister came, it was like she stopped her career just for us.
Yeah.
But then now she's back to teaching.
Okay.
And even the other day I was having a conversation with her. I was like, Mom, like why do you still do it? She goes, because it gives me that objective. It gives me that
progress
feeling of helping people. I'm like, Mom, but you helped me, my brother, and my sister grow up, provide us an education, but you're still doing it. She goes, I can't get out of the thing of
I don't think anyone
helping
can.
people.
Yeah. As in, when I say anyone can, I meant like once you achieve something, you can't just be like,
that's it, I stop.
Yeah, bro. Otherwise, you just fall into like the cycle of depression.
Yeah.
You have to feel like you're making progress on something, which is why, and I'll say it again, but like for me, a housewife, I would do everything I can to facilitate a pathway towards something that they're passionate about.
100%.
And it's funny because whilst a lot of like Western people think of housewives as you're literally wasting your life. A lot of girls nowadays be like, I want to be a housewife. Like I just, or like they'll start working or something. She's like, yo,
This is long.
this is long. And it's like, I don't know, I can't comment. I can't say it's the best thing.
Yeah.
But if someone's, let's say you're a girl, okay, this is for the female listeners, and you're married, you're obviously doing the basic house stuff, but your husband says, look, what are you interested in? Oh, I'm interested in X. And he's like, okay, I'm going to pay for weekly courses for you to do this. What else? And, you know, like this opportunity is presented to you and you don't have to worry about finances ever. I'd be surprised if a lot of them turn that down. And maybe I'm wrong. But
Interesting. But you're coming from the narrative and the perspective of somebody from our background.
yes, yeah. I'm not speaking. Actually, I am,
Yeah.
but I would be tempted to also extrapolate that to outside our backgrounds. I think
Would it work though?
It really
Forget
just-
about, like, let's say we take Muslim culture and like our culture completely out of it.
Yeah.
Boyfriend and girlfriend now. And they're living together.
Yeah.
But they both share, they have the 50-50 split. with
So
everything.
this is the thing, like it does depend. It was funny actually. I was at work and we were talking about gender roles. And I said, like, from an Islamic perspective, I think this should happen. And then so one of the girl goes, okay, well, if there was a trash like a bin there and you were told to take it out and you were the only guy in the room and we were all girls, would you do it? I said, no. I'd do it at home if that was the same situation where I'm the only guy and everyone there is a girl, because they all subscribe to the same perception of gender roles. So I said, no, because you guys don't believe in my the way I see gender roles playing out to be, if that makes sense.
So, but I get what you're saying, but I don't agree with you.
Why?
Because if you have that idea of how a gender role should be everywhere, regardless of who you're.
But if they say to me, take it out because you're a man, fine. But if I say do this because you're a girl, you have to do it as well. And I know that wasn't the case there. Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever done that?
Done what?
Where you've told them do that because you're a woman?
No, never. It was just like an interesting conversation because, you know, we have conversations and we have a similar base, like, morality or view on the world. Whereas if you speak to someone from a completely different background, it's like, it's interesting to see like where your commonalities are and where your clashes are.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Interessante.
What's your personal accomplishments this year? Because I've given you mine.
This year has been like hands down the best year of my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like in every milestone. Last year was quite difficult. But this year, and sometimes it's like, you know, now we look back at the year, it's easy to say, okay, this was a good year, it was a decent year, or it was a bad year. But there are moments in the year where you're just like, let's say, I don't know, it was March the 13th. On that day, you might be a bit down. But when the year actually ends and you look back and like, you know what, generally, overall, it's been a very good year. Like, I think I've achieved everything that I had as a goal.
What were they? What were they?
Without going into too much detail, just like normal goals, whether it's, you know.
Okay, so give me your personal. I gave you mine, so give me your personal accomplishments.
So, obviously, traveling. I traveled a lot this year. I went to Pakistan. I went to Amsterdam. I went to America. I did about 7 states. No, Saudi was last year, wasn't it? Yeah.
Beginning of this year.
Beginning of, yeah, pretty much. So from like a traveling perspective, I've always had this thing inside me that I need to go out and meet people. I need to cater for that need inside. Like I just felt like I am naturally, I like speaking to people. I like getting to know people. So that was fulfilled and that was big. Well, like even financially, like if you have a goal at the end of the year, I want to be in this position. Just, I should have actually thought about this, but just generally speaking, looking at 2022, alhamdulillah, I've managed to achieve all my goals. And now,
But you won't give me any of them.
it's hard to like.
It's fine if you can't. It's fine. But what would you say to last year self? To your last year self?
So 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, so bear in mind I said 2021 was quite difficult.
Yeah.
I would say, bro, the good stuff is coming. Just hold on.
So similar to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Stay patient.
Yeah. I would be like, yeah, times are shit now. Hold on.
Hold on tight, man. Hold on.
Just hold on. We're going home.
Okay.
Astaghfirullah.
So Yahya is now singing again, which is something that he does common. I can't speak today, you know. I think that is another issue that I have. But anyway, 2022 was a good year.
Yeah. Amazing, yeah.
And what do you what do you look forward to now for the next year?
Next year. Ooh. This is an excellent question, and I think I need to actually genuinely sit down and be like, okay, I want to do this. And this isn't just like on a yearly basis. I remember thinking this like midway through last year. Why don't I have life objectives? Like, why am I just going through day by day? Every time I look at the phone, the date is just going up. Time is just going. And I haven't got life goals. Like that could be anything. That could be, I don't know, skydiving. But why don't I have life goals? And I need to actually sit down because I haven't.
So should we do that for next week? Where because it will be basically the new year.
Yeah.
Where we have
Goals.
resolutions or goals or what we want to work on for the next year.
That could work.
Because you know what's good? What's something good about something as well? Maybe you don't want to say it actually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
the
Because
problem.
I'm very low key.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I want to have the goals, and you know, like people that I'm close with, I can say, okay, I want to do this. But I don't like
talking.
Even before it's happened, I don't like saying, okay, guys, this year I'm going to do this, or I want to do this, because it's like, bro, when it comes to objectives and your goals, not saying anything until you've actually, even after you've got the thing there, concrete, is so powerful, man. The amount of times, like when I was growing up, I'd be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and you just get shut down. You can't do that. Nah, you would never be able to do that.
And it just affects you mentally. It affects you.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely, 100%.
So that's why I don't really like talking about and I wouldn't want to broadcast what my goals are. Maybe at the end of the year I can speak about it next year.
Next year.
Alive.
Episode 52 next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so fair enough. I understand. I completely understand that. But there's a narrative and there's like an idea of something that's come about, especially this week from my side, where I was just like, wow. And it's revolving around opening up and sharing. Obviously, you've said previously to me and on the pod as well, where you don't like sharing too much and so on and so forth. Now, how comfortable are you with sharing details about whether or not it's your family life or like relationships with your friends and so on and so forth with other people?
As in speaking about, let's say I've got a group of friends talking about our dynamic to other people. I don't see it as a problem if it's like a thing of,
Let's say you have a problem at home.
if I have a problem at home, like with
Your parents. Or like siblings or nieces or nephews.
you mentioned the nephews this time, yeah. I think like some people have this issue where if something happens in their personal lives, like in their family lives, they would broadcast it outside of family. And when I say outside of family, I don't mean like one or two close people, because it's always good to have like an outlet and speak to people and get advice over most things. But I don't agree with when there's family issues to take them outside and tell a lot of people. So from that perspective, I disagree.
Okay.
But sometimes I think there are people that can't find resolve in their families, and they need like a external place to vet and get advice. So in that perspective, as long as it's people that you trust and that you value their opinion, I think you can share things like that to get their advice and insight into things, because it's always good to have like a different perspective.
Is it though? Let's say you're married now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like there's issues and so on and so forth. How would you deal with that?
I need specific examples. It doesn't have to be relating to what you're referring to, but just
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, let's say, for example, now you're married and you're having issues within your marriage with your partner.
Yeah.
For a guy, it's so much harder because who do you speak to?
How many, would you say you've got best friends
Yeah.
that are guys?
Yeah.
Can't you speak to them?
I'm not talking about myself, bro. I'm
As
saying
in,
I know I can.
As in, I'm saying like...
Yeah, I know I can.
But you know, yeah, you're right.
But not everybody can.
Exactly. There's not a lot of people that even have close friends.
Yeah.
And that might seem like, but it's a reality. Like some people just don't.
But would you want to though? Would you want to tell somebody else about what's going on at home?
I think it just depends on what the thing is. Like if it's something, let's say I'm married, you're married, and you're going through something, I'm going through something. It's both the same thing. So like how did you overcome that? Or
okay, like,
it's a bit like you're on the same life level. You can kind of bounce off of each other. But I strongly disagree with, let's say you had an argument with your wife. I'm sorry. I keep doing it every single week. And then you or her goes out and tells someone else about this situation. What that then does is it creates a negative perception. So if she did it, it'll be a negative perception of you. If you did it, it'll be a negative perception of her. At the end of the day, bro, you're married. You're going to solve it. You're going to be like, that was nothing.
Yeah.
But by going and telling someone else...
It makes the problem grow even more.
I'd be very annoyed if I had an argument and then they went and told their parents and it was just something so small. It's just like, we're going to solve... That's what marriage is. Like, you're going to solve things. So why do you need to go and like broadcast it, especially when it's like such a small thing?
Interesting.
But then it's like, where do you draw the line of advice and just spilling things out?
You know what? Yeah, if we're talking about the perspective of marriage and whatnot, one of the first advices that I got from my parents and my family and like the people that I call like my uncles, but they're not my uncles, you know, them type of people, was keep everything in house. The good and the bad.
Yeah.
So if something is going on that's good, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Why are you telling people?
In fact, you just get like evil eye.
Yeah. So don't tell anybody if it's good.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody if it's bad.
100%. Work at it together.
Because, and this is why I disagree with the whole online thing, couples, so on and so forth. I disagree with it.
What do you mean online couples?
You know, like the TikTok couples where it's like, oh my God, this,
Oh.
that. He does this
I-
for me, he does that for me, she does this for me, she does that for me. It creates a narrative, which I disagree with.
It's all a lot of it's fake, you know.
And you're just showing people
yeah.
like the insides of your household. And I'm just like, to what extent do you have privacy?
Mm. Yeah. I would never. In fact, I would like you've noticed yourself.
Mm.
I've just drifted away from showing things online. I could not imagine showcasing relationship online. Impossible.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I think I've become a lot more protective.
Okay.
Like,
Hiya.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, could you have?
No. Whatever you're about to say.
Why?
No.
You got some hair?
Nah, it's just not me.
Yeah.
It's not me. And like I said, because I'm public, I wouldn't want anything else to be public.
Yeah.
You've been in the public eye and you see that there's negatives with public eye and that as well. So now imagine, imagine everybody, for example, everybody knows you for who you are
Yeah.
and the content that you bring and the personality you have.
Yeah.
Now imagine everybody knows about the relationship between you and somebody else.
Yeah.
It's mental, bro.
One thing that baffles me, and I would hate for this to be my situation, but imagine you and your wife are like in the public eye and she's walking on her own and someone sees her and be like, oh, that's
Thing's wife. Mental, innit?
So why I just think certain things should be private.
Stay at home, man. Just keep it at home, man. Keep those stuff at home.
Yeah, honestly, man. Word of advice: try your best outside of saying things to people outside of your family for advice, genuine advice to genuine people. Keep things private.
Interesting. You know, usually, we end every episode with something that we discuss right at the end, and then we just ask other people.
Yeah.
And I think this one that you've written right here is perfect.
Which one?
How do you define success?
Yeah.
And what does a successful Bindi for Yahya look like in 10 years? I want you to answer it first. How do you define? Actually, you know what? That question, you've said about 400 times, by the way. How to define, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Go on.
Family.
Yeah.
I want to ensure that everybody around me is happy, ensure that everybody around me is comfortable. That's number one. Number two, I want to be able to give more to other people.
Yeah.
And travel is the third one. I want to be able to travel more and understand more and have a lot more about, learn a lot more about other people and culture and so on and so forth. I want to be financially secure. I know you. Like, genuinely, just from this, I know you.
That is 10-10.
Like, I can answer that question already.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of myself, you could probably do the same. Go on, you define success for me then.
So financially secure.
Yeah.
I think like one of the themes that you really held on to when we had these conversations over the past few weeks is I feel like you value family.
Yeah.
And it seems like you want to work on bringing that even closer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that you would want to achieve, being that like focal point to bring everyone closer. Just in terms of you being that positive person that you are now, I guess you want to
Continue that in a larger scale.
On a larger scale.
Yeah, you got it, bro. That's what
Exactly.
I'm saying. There's no point even answering that question. However, how do you define success? That's the first one. And the second one goes hand in hand as well. So
what is successful?
Successful,
you look like in 10
yeah.
years? Oh, and just to couple up with this, after this episode, go on your notes on your phone, get a book, get a paper, write down your life goals.
Yeah. Or
just
the yearly
write down,
goals.
or yearly goals.
Yeah.
Just say, have maybe even both. I want to be able to do this, because when you don't have a goal, you're lost. And just to add to this, there's a study that was done. If you were to get a person to just run and not tell him where the finish line is, they would give up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got someone else to run the same distance, but he knew where the finish line was, they were more likely to finish it. So when you know what you're working towards, you're more likely to achieve it. So get right in.
Get right in. This week I want to see in the comments below, what are your new year things that you want to achieve? All right.
That's that.
That's that.
Yeah.
Guys, you have been amazing. What do we want them to do?
Like, subscribe, comment.
Yes, that is one of them.
What was
But
it?
the main thing is subscribe, please. Please subscribe. Please like, please. Because Neymar isn't talking because
And
of the
comment.
fact
I want to see some more interaction.
that yeah, please.
I want to see like what you guys are thinking. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What do you like? What do you not like?
and things are going to change around perspective. And yeah, we want this to go
Big.
big.
On that note,
On that note,
thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Until next time,
Until next
take
time.
care of yourself, spend time with your family. And we'll
Take
see you
care of
guys
yourself.
in the next video.
Spend time with your family. And we'll see yourselves in the next video.